And now, as Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister of the state, unveils a Vidyasagar statue and dismisses calls for President's rule in the state, here are the questions that we're asking before we debate. Question number one, has Mamata grabbed the first mover advantage on the politics around Vidyasagar? Is she going to be seen as the holder of Bengali nationalism? Is Vidyasagar Bhakti now a pulsating pole plank before the state elections in West Bengal in 2021? Has Mamata Banerjee basically proven that? Question number three, is the war for Bengal to now be structured or framed as Bengalis versus outsiders? And finally, is BJP clearing the decks for presidential rule in West Bengal? Joining me live now, Chandra Kumar Bose, leader of the BJP, and Professor Manojit Mandal. He's an analyst and a supporter of the Trinamool. Professor Mandal, I want to come to you first. Your take on Mamata Banerjee, unveiling this statue of Vidyasagar, sir, because this had become a very sensitive, fighting, aggressive issue during the election. Prime Minister Modi had said, I will replace the damaged bust of Vidyasagar, but Mamata Banerjee appears to have grabbed the opportunity, seeing that Vidyasagar politics has worked in the Trinamool's favor.
Right. Shib, let me make my position quite clear as I speak. I'll not speak as a supporter of the TMC. Okay. I'll speak as a professor and political analyst, and that should be quite okay with you. Yeah, coming back to your question, yeah, there is a question of grabbing any opportunity or whatever that you are trying to say. Vidyasagar has been a pride of Bengal, as he was the pride of India as well for years. We had serious problems when Modi ji himself denied the fact that their own people were involved in vandalizing the statue of Vidyasagar. It's not the question of who is going to install the statue first or not. The fact remains that despite the fact that all the national and local media showed clearly it is the BJP or the ABVP workers entering the college, vandalizing the statue of Vidyasagar, and yet the Prime Minister, none other than the Prime Minister himself, had to deny it. And thereafter to say that he wants to sort of install a bronze statue or whatever, I think should be recognized or considered as a kind of charity on us. We don't want that kind of charity. As far as Mamata Banerjee is concerned, she is quite right in doing what she is doing. And mind you, this is not a political event. Okay. All the personalities that perhaps we are seeing on television, they are all award-winning writers, men of art, culture, and even cinema. I mean, okay, they are not politicians. They were the people who are actually sort of, I would say, glamorizing the whole incident by sort of, in a kind of way, restoring the pride of Bengal. That was quite badly wounded because of the incidents that took place on 14th of May.
Okay, let me get in Chandra Kumar Bose of the BJP. Mr. Bose, what do you make of, the Vidyasagar politics appears to have backfired on the BJP. There were no real political gains for the BJP in West Bengal in that final phase. And therefore, nobody should be surprised, least of all the BJP, that Mamata Banerjee is moving at top gear to take ownership of Vidyasagar. She's unveiled the statue and she's basically kept a promise by preempting the BJP on the Vidyasagar issue. Mr. Bose.
Well, Mamata Banerjee is making drama out of this Vidyasagar statue. The culprits are still at large. People who vandalized the statue of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, the Trinamool goons, have not yet been caught. Yeah. The CCTV footage on that particular day, that has not been released. The police, the Kolkata police, is working as a morcha of the Trinamool Congress. They are unable to solve this issue. We must have a proper investigative agency who would be able to really catch the people who have vandalized the statue. Okay. Mamata Banerjee, instead of catching the culprits, has made politics out of it. She has moved on. She's built another statue. There is nothing wrong in installing a statue of Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar. The central government has also committed to do so. But the point is, what was the idea of premeditated breaking this statue and putting the blame on Bharatiya Janata Party activists? You have no conclusive evidence to establish that BJP people are involved.
Okay.
And today you are doing drama on the streets of Kolkata. You can unveil a statue, but you don't need to do a procession across the city.
Yeah, Professor Mandal, that's a fair point. Isn't that a fair point? Unveiling a statue of a Bengali icon or an Indian icon is one thing, but holding a procession is basically Mamata Banerjee admitting that Vidyasagar was only used for politics, nothing else. What is the point of this entire procession?
Yeah, let me answer this question. I mean, it was unveiled in a big, sort of ground, which was near to the college, and it was just a symbolic procession from that college to Vidyasagar College, that school to Vidyasagar College, which is barely a kilometer away from the school. I mean, there is no politics around it because there is no election at this point in time. I mean, even the people that I was referring to, they were walking. The people from all walks of life, they were sort of,
No, are you honestly saying there was nothing political about the procession, Professor Mandal? Come on, that is the most naive thing I could have possibly heard in the post-election scenario. How can you say that the procession with the Vidyasagar statue has nothing political attached to it? Of course it's political.
If you think about everything in that case political, then what we are discussing and even what the kind of question that you are putting is also political.
It is.
In that sense, yes, of course, there's nothing apolitical about any utterances that we sort of more often than not use.
Okay,
that is true. In that sense, it's true. But the fact remains that there is no election around the corner. If you think about any kind of political or electoral dividends to sort of squeeze out of it, I don't think this should be considered as political.
No,
but yes, if you think about Bengal's cultural ethos, Bengal political cultural icons, then it is politics.
No, you're saying that elections are not near, but elections are not far either. There are municipal elections next year. There are state elections 2 years from now. They may not be near, but they are not far either, Professor Mandal.
Far away. In that case, let me acknowledge the fact that culture and politics are inseparable entities of our social life. Let's
Good point.
It's very true. I mean, even when BJP is saying that we should have done it and we could have done it, or they might be doing it.
No, Chandra Bose, that is a why is the BJP saying drama? I mean, why not? Why not? Because ultimately, if it's a no-holds-barred political fight, and if you've got two very crucial elections, Chandra Bose, municipal level and then the state elections 2 years from now, this kind of drama, why are you faulting the Mamata Banerjee government for it? Of course, drama is going to be one part or one big ingredient in the fight that is ahead between Trinamool and your party.
See, there is a complete collapse of the law and order situation in the state of West Bengal. Mamata Banerjee happens to be the Home Minister and the Police Minister.
Yeah.
She is in the height of summer walking through the streets of Kolkata to install Vidyasagar statue. But who is going to take care of the law and order situation? What about governance? Every day people are getting killed.
Yes.
And it is not that Bharatiya Janata Party people only. Irrespective of political affiliation, I condemn the violence.
Yes.
My condolences reach out to Trinamool Congress workers as well.
Good point.
Why should they die?
Well said.
It is, I think, the responsibility of the political fraternity to ensure there is no political violence.
No, this is a very...
And Mamata Banerjee is the head of the state of West Bengal.
This is a very fair point.
What is she doing about the law and order?
This is a very fair point, and I think, Chandra Bose, you have said it very well. You have echoed everybody's sentiments. When you say irrespective of political party or leaning, the violence should be condemned. 14 deaths, Professor Mandal. We just, broke the news of one more person who was killed in Burdwan district earlier today called Jaydev Roy of the Trinamool. So 14 deaths since the elections. Now, I want to bring your attention to this entire idea of presidential rule, because it appears that after the BJP has officially demanded it, after they've asked for Mamata Banerjee's resignation, and even though the BJP has denied it, it appears, Professor Mandal, that the decks may be cleared for making the case for presidential rule, and Mamata Banerjee is happily helping create that situation by letting law and order go to the dogs.
First of all, I let me reciprocate the feelings of my very good friend from BJP.
Yes.
That I do hold the same sentiment that the people need to talk. And I'm quite surprised to know that no political leaders cutting across political lines, especially BJP and the TMC. They're not talking to each other. If we can talk to each other on television, as Mr. Bose was, the sentiment that he was, displaying, I hold the same kind of sentiment that this must stop, because this is no way this is good advertisement for the state.
Yeah.
A state which prides itself of the kind of culture, legacy, kind of ethos that has been there since many years, since 400, 600 years. Having said that, I mean, you're asking for president's role, but that is the plan of the BJP throughout. Since the last 2-3 years, they have been trying to have it in
No, but
force.
Professor Mandal, Mamata Banerjee, by letting law and order collapse in this very visible daily sort of manner with all these killings, she appears to be making the case for the BJP itself. After all, the buck stops with her. She is the Chief Minister, Home Minister and Police Minister, as Chandra Bose said, and therefore she is willingly helping the BJP create a case for President's rule.
She unfortunately, and Mr. Bose will also agree to this, that Bengal has had this kind of scenes much before.
Yes,
and that is a very bad or very nasty kind of history that we are still carrying with. But yet I would say that the scale of violence has come down. When the left was ruling in the state, I mean, you will see targeted murders. Here and there will be completely one-way traffic. Here at least the violence is taking place between two political parties, and which is of course a terrible thing to discuss about every other day. We are not happy with this at all.
True.
We're extremely happy.
True. I agree. I completely respect that sentiment. It's a terrible thing to have to discuss this on a daily basis.
The leaders in the respective position, they must talk to each other. Why there is no all-party political meeting? There should be political parties meeting each other.
No, because but Mamata Banerjee boycotts all meetings. There is no, these sentiments are very honorable. Chandra Bose, these sentiments are very honorable, and I respect you, Professor Mandal, and I want to thank you for expressing the sentiment, because at least that is a start from both sides. But I don't think that's going to happen, Chandra Bose, because Mamata Banerjee does not want to attend meetings. The hostility and the tempers flying between the BJP and the Trinamool are very visceral in nature. I don't see both sides sitting across a table and trying to normalize relationships. But the question I want to ask you, Chandra Bose, is this issue of President's rule. What is the BJP playing at? What is the game plan? Yes, law and order is going to the dogs. Yes, there are killings. But is the BJP actually planning to create a case for President's rule in West Bengal? Or are you going to wait for the elections?
See, the situation on the ground is very alarming. No one wants President's rule. You see, today, why should even one life be lost? Today, Trinamool is saying that during the left regime, more lives were lost. That is no comparison. In 2011, people voted for a change, for peace. They wanted for development. They wanted a change. Now, if you say that the left front killed 10 people and only 5 people died during Trinamool Congress rule, that is no excuse. Why should we lose even one life? I think politicians are there to maintain law and order. The Chief Minister and the ministerial cabinet ministers are there to control the situation. They are not there to create violence. And yes, I would also say Bharatiya Janata Party has to be a responsible opposition.
Okay.
We are responsible opposition. We have to also see that there is no violence. We need, I think, an all-party, I think the people of Bengal, for the sake of the people of Bengal, we must sit down across the table.
Yes,
there must be an all-party meeting
to end by saying
to stop the violence.
There has been violence from both sides in West Bengal. The sentiments expressed by both of our guests today are highly honorable and need to be commended, even in this very hostile atmosphere. And the politics will continue. The kind of politics that we've become accustomed to in this country means that the quest for power in West Bengal is going to be a similar, ill-tempered, visceral, no-holds-barred kind of fight. Municipal elections next year and the bigger state elections the year after that in 2021. But it's our job in the media not to fan up these tensions. And I respect your view on that, Professor Mandal, but to try and see how these can be brought down and it can go back to being business as usual, both as rulers and as responsible opposition. Thank you very much, Professor Mandal, Chandra Kumar Bose, for joining me on 5 Live.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.